koso shimake stashi. Mm. Mm. So they say a divine evening it is. And a divine evening because divine beings are meeting together in heart space, in this Zoom space, and in realms one may not even be aware of. And what we mean by this is that we are you're all multi-dimensional beings, and you may be meeting in multiple ways. And here is the physical realm, and here is how you are choosing to meet at this time. And a grand time this is. Truly, that which is being unfolded now is amazing. And the way each of you have shown up, and so many beings have shown up at this time, which could be seen as great challenge. And for some, many on the planet, it is a great challenge. We do not negate this. But there's a force of energy that is pure, that is purifying, that is clear, that is clarifying, that is true, which is purging that which is untrue from the planet. It is literally being rooted up within each individual, within each of the cells of your body, your being, and within the planetary systems that have been set up, and we would say, kind of what appears to be ruling the planet. The multitude of systems in place that have been dominating or strongly influencing the planet. And we speak of political, religious, cultural views, which often have judgments of this dualism of better or lesser than. We're the good guys, they're the bad guys, we're the rich guys, or the poor guys, we're this color person, they're the other. All this sense of dualism that comes through cultural training. So this is being interrupted and disrupted and rooted out, so that true healing and true knowing and truth can come forth. So what we would say is the lie is being revealed for what it is, and the truth is being revealed for what it is. And the true beingness of each of you is coming out more and more. And in this coming out of more and more, your personal coming out party, that which has been structured or, culturally or conditioned within you must be reconciled. So any old hurts, pains, concepts, judgments, assessments of yourself, assessments of other, assessments of the world. Is it safe? Is it welcoming? How do I fit in? All those belief systems are up for review. Why? Because if it's not true, or there's more truth to be added to it so that a deeper understanding can come forth, this is what is necessary. If one truly wants peace on earth or peace within. Because that which is in conflict within oneself and the outer world must be reconciled, must be addressed. So when we say, this is a grand day and this is a grand era that we are walking into, so to say, it's because there is more light consciousness, more light beings, more angelic beings or non-physical beings, however you want to label those beings, working collaboratively together to do this deep work to manifest this result that all beings can be free of suffering and the root of suffering. And all beings can experience peace and have peace restored within and without. And one might say, well, that's interesting, but have you watched the news lately? Because one doesn't have to look far in themselves with some conflicting or confusing thoughts or disruptions within oneself. One doesn't have to look far in their neighborhoods or within the news or their country or the world to see. There's a lot of things that are out of balance. And it seems almost like there's more and more coming out of balance than into balance. And what we say is that it is because you see yourself in the process, you haven't seen the end game. We know the end game. You just see the surgical prep going on. You just see, the cutting open. It's like, oh, there's cancer over here. In fact, there's cancer even metastasizing over here too. This is the revelation time where that which is out of balance is being more magnetized so that it can be addressed. It's being more magnetized within you so it can be addressed within you. And hopefully, many of you are seeing more of the results of once that layer kind of removes, a deeper layer of peace, clarity comes forth. And then maybe another wave of deep clearing or healing comes through, and then another deep layer of peace and clarity. Until there's enough removed so that one can be in a more stabilized, so then it kind of goes quicker and quicker. It's like, it doesn't take you days or weeks to move through something. It can take minutes or even seconds. Or as Buddha says, it even can liberate upon arising. That any neurotic or thoughts that are not pure can be liberated upon arising. And this group of beings that have gathered tonight on their computers have each of you done enough work that you're more the place of liberating upon arising than needing the years of therapy or the years of doing the mantras so that you can just keep cleaning out the old and the old. This is the refinement time for many of you. And we say, congratulations, a lot of work each of you have committed to not only come into a pure, stabilized peacefulness within yourself, and then addressing and refining and defining what needs to be cleared out within oneself, so that one can be in harmony and at peace just within oneself. And then bringing that forth to the world in whatever way your creative ideas choose to. And know this, that even Dharmata Tara and Richard were speaking as he was in Nebraska, traveling back from the East Coast, and just his presence, without meeting anyone, without talking to anyone, just his presence driving through the country, staying a night in Nebraska or wherever he said, just that itself has effect. So yes, it's great that you have your projects and you want to do things and you want to impact good and you want to, uh, be of benefit. But we say that just your presence of being embodied in as a pure soul with pure thoughts is abundant enough. Like, congratulations that you have restored your dignity and divinity to that place. Because one can see there's countless of people who don't even know or can begin to know what we're speaking of. You know, even those who are attempting don't understand it outside of being conceptual versus actual. And yet, uh, you all as first waivers, understand what that means. And then you get to imprint that in, in the planetary system, in the frequency of which all beings on this planet are feeling. So know this: if there was one thing to take away from this evening, it is know how much you are loved, appreciated, seen, and heard, and supported. Unconditionally loved. And each tear cried has been recorded. And there's not like a little angel going, okay, well, Jessica shed 20 tears, 20 down for her. Richard, 2, he's still getting in touch with his emotion, whatever. It's not that kind of recording, meaning there's an imprint of knowing how distinctly your soul is experienced in all that is, which is source. And none of us are ignored or negated. You may have been ignored and negated in your life, in your family, or whatever. It is not with source. So if you open your consciousness to all that is, there's unlimited blessing. There's unlimited grace and wisdom.